When people think of boundary violations, they mostly think of inward violations. So for example, someone doing something that you don't like, someone touching you, someone talking to you in a way that you don't like, someone coming too close, someone looking at you in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable. Those are inward boundary violations. However, there's another type which is called outward boundary violations, and the reason why that's really important is because many people do not understand why they struggle in adulthood when their childhoods have been so perfect. And so the reason for this is that they have been traumatized by things that did not happen. So the hugs that you didn't receive, the attention that you didn't receive, the loving care that wasn't there, the time that wasn't there. And so I want to talk about this today, the outward boundary violations. But before we get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Veronica Meyer. I'm a life coach, and I specialize in helping people to reconnect with their emotions and inner compass, which leads them directly to the higher purpose. So first of all, let's start with what personal boundaries are. Most people think that personal boundaries are like a fence that protects you from other people, but that's actually not true. Very simply speaking, boundaries are just your personal wants and wants and needs. What do you like and not like? What differentiates you from other people? And here we can see very clearly that sometimes a boundary is not about what you don't want, so the space that someone is not giving you, but also that you actually want someone else to come closer to you. That's why a fence as a metaphor doesn't work very well. It's really more helpful to think about what you personally want or not want. So when we talk about outward boundary relations, it's all those things that you always wish that would happen but did not happen or still don't happen for you in your life. So in childhood, many children actually miss connection, attention and care from their caregivers, peers, relatives and whole society. So generally speaking, here in the Western world, especially in countries like Germany or the UK or also the Nordic countries like Sweden or Norwegian, people actually suffer very much from loneliness and disconnection because we have a culture where people are a little bit more hard and keep their distance. And so many children actually would really benefit from if there would be more physical hugging, more emotionally connecting to each other, and also that emotions are okay, that you are going to be loved for the whole you, for your anger, when you're sad, when you're feeling terrible, that always someone is there to see you and to give you their full attention, appreciation and love. However, often it does not happen, and so you grow up with this hole, with this feeling of lacking, and you can't even put your finger on. So that's what I mean when I talk about outward boundary violations. For many people, of course, they also experience this in their adult life, that maybe they live in a very cold relationship where there's just not enough care or emotional intimacy. Maybe they feel that at work there's not enough, support from their colleagues or from their boss, and of course also within families, that there's just not enough connection between family members. So, and one of the big problems here is that it's very difficult to understand how it feels when you have never experienced it. So imagine someone who their whole life has a lack of calcium. They don't know how it feels with a body with enough calcium, Then imagine suddenly they would eat it and they would be like, oh my gosh, I feel so vital, I feel so full of energy, I feel so strong suddenly. But when you have never experienced it, you don't know how it feels, right? And that's the same with these outward boundary violations. So many people, they don't even realize that they feel an intense need for more connection, for more closeness, for people to give them more attention. So if you want to understand more how to change how to change those boundary violations and how to get your needs met, I would advise you to get yourself a needs list, which you can really easily find on the internet, and look for which of your needs in certain areas of your life are missing, or which of your needs have not been met in childhood. So that's a really easy way for you to start to understand how to get your needs met and how to change those outward boundary violations. So you just look at this list and just see what speaks to you. And childhood, fantasies or dreams can also be really helpful here, for maybe you've always dreamed of a mother who was really sweet with you and who would bake with you, and sit with you, helping you with the homework. Or maybe you've dreamed of a dad who would go out and play football with you or go play in the snow. Or you dreamed of a grandma who would support you, who you could go to when you were feeling really down. These are all hints of those missing experiences, those missing needs that you never had and that you actually desperately were wishing for. If you're struggling to pinpoint your needs, I recommend you start by getting in touch with your emotions, because your uncomfortable emotions will always tell you about your missing needs. For this, you can access my free guided meditation, Feeling Emotions in the Body meditation. The link is just below. So I hope that this video helped you to understand what outward boundary violations are and why maybe you feel not good, although in your childhood nothing major has happened. No one has ever beaten you, no one has ever abused you. But as said in the beginning, we are a social species. We need a lot of connection, and right now, especially in the West, this is not happening. Our societies are far too hard for people to thrive, actually. So thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. And I wish you a really beautiful rest of your day. Bye.